So in the last class, what we have studied? We have studied that in this chapter, Silk Road, the writer, the protagonist of the story, what he was doing, he was moving towards Mount Kailash. Okay, and he started with his journey with other two people, and who were they? They were first of all Daniel was his friend, and second was Satan. He was a driver come guide. Okay, for the writer. Fine. Now what happened, children? In this paragraph, they were talking about the dogs. Okay, in the last paragraph we have studied that they were talking about dogs which are called Mastiffs. Mastiffis, Mastiffs. Okay, so now here they are talking about that dogs only. Fine. These shaggy monsters, blacker than the darkest night, usually wore bright red collars and barked furiously with massive jaws. They are completely fearless of our vehicle, shooting straight into our path, causing Satan to break and see. Now, what is their children? They are talking about the dogs. Okay, they are saying that the dogs were blacker than the normal color. Okay, than the normal color, they are more blacker. Fine, and they had what they used to wear. They used to wear a bright red color collar. Okay, and they barked angrily. Okay, very angrily at the narrator's car. Fine. Now what happened? Those dogs, the narrator is describing further that those dogs were what? They were fearless. Okay. And what did this dog do? They were just came running towards the car. Okay. And because of that, the driver Satan. Okay, he just applied the brake and he suddenly changed the direction. Okay. The dog would make chase for 100 meters or so before easing off, having seen us of the property. It wasn't difficult to understand why furious Tibetan Mastiff becomes popular in China's imperial court as hunting dogs, brought along the Silk Road in the ancient time as tribute from Tibet. Now, what is there, children? The writer is saying us that these dogs, okay, they ran after them for 100 meters. Okay, they ran after them for 100 meters and more than 100 meters or 100 meter, he don't know the accurate. And then he was saying, and then they stopped. Then what happened? These people, the narrator, the Daniel and Satan, they stopped to watch them. Okay, they just stopped and they just saw that either they are gone or not. Now the narrator is saying that it wasn't difficult to understand why furious Tibetan, why they are called as hunting dogs. Okay, he was saying that it is very easy. Now we understood that why they are called as hunting dogs. Why? Because these Tibetan Mastiff become popular as a hunting dogs in the China's royal court. Okay, and the way they just attacked on the car of the writer, it is very easy to understand that how dangerous these dogs are. Okay, by now we can see snow-capped mountains gathering on the horizon. We entered the valley where the river was wide and mostly clogged with ice, brilliant with white and glinting in the sunshine. The trail hugged its bank, twisting with the meanders as we gradually gain height and the valley side closed in. Now, what is there, children? As they passed the area, what they found with bushy Tibetan dogs. Okay, when they crossed that area from that dogs area, what they started witnessing snow-capped mountains. Okay, now what they are able to see, the snow-capped mountains. What does this mean, capped mountains? Snow-capped mountains means, children, the snow is on the top of the mountains, only at the top of the mountain. Okay, so they can say that they can witness the snow-capped mountains. Okay, they entered the valley now, and which that valley was covered with a wide river. Okay, that valley is covered with a wide river with the ice. Okay, so when they entered this valley after just encountering with these dogs, when they just came out from that, when they passed that area of that bushy dogs, okay, they entered into the snow-capped mountain areas. Okay, and they can witness the snow-capped mountains over there, and they entered a valley, and that valley has what? That valley was covered with a wide river, and that wide river was covered with ice. Okay, and what is there? Which is the ice was white and shiny. Here the description of the ice is given. Mostly clogged with ice. It means that the river was mostly covered with ice. Okay, brilliant white and glittering in the sunshine. Now this is the description of the ice which is there on the river. Okay, so it was saying that the ice was what? Ice was white and shiny in the sun. Okay, the trail hugged its bank. It means the track was moving along the river. Okay, now what is there? The track in which on which their car was going on, it was moving along the river bank. Okay, their car was moving along the river bank, and as they gained, so slowly, gradually, what happened? They started gaining a height. Children in the hilly areas, sometimes we used to drive just near the river. So in the same way, what is there? They were also driving just near the bank of the river, and slowly they started going on a height. Okay, and the valley was closing in towards them. And what happened? Slowly that valley also just closing back, just moving back. Okay, the turns become sharper and right bumper. Now what happened, children? That the turns now on the hilly areas, there are sharp turns, sharp U-turns. Okay, so they were saying that now what happened, the turns become sharper and bumper, means the car is jumping more. Fine. Stand now in the third gear as we continue to climb. And what did the driver did? The driver was driving in a third gear. Okay, why he was driving in a third gear? Because the turns were sharper. Okay, the track moved away from the icy river, laboring through the steeper slopes that spotted big rocks dapped with patches of bright orange lichens. Children, I have written the meaning of lichens. It is a slow growing plant which grows on walls and trees or rocks. Okay, small plants. Fine. So he was saying then that after they what happened, they have moved away from that river area, from that icy river, and they move towards the, where they move, they come along, they had a sharp turn, they took a sharp turn, and now what happened, they can see the sharp slopes and big rocks. Okay, so they have passed the area of that icy river, and now they can see the sharp slopes and big rocks, and they were coated with orange lichen. It's a plant. Okay, so they were coated on the rocks, on the slopes. He can find out that on the walls of the slopes, he can find out that they were orange lichens. Small plants were growing over there. Beneath the rocks, hunks of snow clung on in a near permanent shape. I felt the pressure building up in my ears, holding my nose, snorted and cleared them. Now what happened? That below the rocks there were chunks of snow. What is there, children? It is not only the rocks. Okay, when they pass the icy river and they move towards the rocky areas, it is not only the rocks, but beneath that rocks, what was there? There was ice also. Okay, now what is the writer is telling? Now the protagonist, he felt a pressure on his ears. Okay, he started feeling a pressure on his ears. While we go on a height, we used to feel a pressure on his ear. The same thing he is also feeling right now. He was also feeling, and he held his nose and snorted in order to clear them. He held his nose like this. Okay, he just closed his nose and mouth and filled the air in the mouth and just want to clear his ears so that he is able to hear. We struggled round another tight bend and Sitan stopped. He had opened his door and jumped out of his seat before I realized what was going on. Snow, said Daniel as he too exited the vehicle, letting in a breath of a cold air as he did so. Now what happened, children? This protagonist, he was just clearing his ears and nose while holding his nose. Now what happened? As the sharp turn came again, what happened? This driver, Satan, he just stopped the car and he jumped out of the car. Okay, from his seat. He just get out of the car, and what happened? The writer could not understand what was going on. Suddenly, what happened? The other person who's a friend of writer, Daniel, he also just move out of the car. He just did the same, just like Satan. And what did this? They exclaimed. They both exclaimed that they have saw the snow. You remember in the last class, what was there? when they started their journey. Okay, that time this driver Sitan, he just told that I don't know if there was snow or not. When we are going to go there, at that time only we came to know if there was snow or not. So now what is there? When they were just near to Mount Kailash, they found that there was still snow is there. Fine. So what they did? He just exclaimed snow in an excitement. He became very excited by seeing the snow. Who? The Sitan and Daniel. And they just came out of the car. A swath of white stuff lay across the track in front of us, stretching from maybe 15 meters before it petered out and the dirt trail reappeared. The snow continued on either side of us, soothing the arid bank on the upslope side. The bank was too steep that our vehicle to sail, so there was no way round the snow patch. Now, what is there, children? There was a long track of snow. Now what they can saw on the way, what is there? There was a long track of snow was in front of them. Okay, and which was they have given a meters also, that they were approximately 15 meters long before it. Okay, so they were 15 meters long, and what happened after 15 meters? What happened? It diminished. Fine. So the writer is saying that now to move further. Okay, what they can see on the road, they can see that in front of them there was a what, a 15-meter long track of snow. Okay, and what happened in the normal after this 15-meter track of snow, then a normal dirt track, okay, a dirty track, you can say a dirty track was there after this 15-meter snowy track. Now what happened, children? The snow was on both sides of them. Okay, on both the side there was snow. So what is it? It was difficult for them to move the vehicle ahead. The bank was too steep for our vehicle to scale. Scale means to move further. Okay, so there was no way around the snow patch. So he was saying that on the both the sides they were what? They were on both the sides there was snow. Okay, so it was difficult to move the vehicle in that condition. So they cannot move the vehicle from the snow. Fine, I joined Daniel as Satan stepped onto the encrusted snow and began to slither and slide forward, stepping his foot from time to time to ascertain how steady it was. I looked at my wristwatch. We were 5,210 meters above the sea level. Now, what is there, children? He said that the writer said that I joined these Daniel and Satan, and what was the Satan doing? He was just trying to move smoothly. Okay, he was just trying to move very smoothly. Now, not from the car. He was walking on his foot, and very smoothly he was moving on the snowy surface. Okay, so he was just walking on the snowy surface. He was stepping one foot, then another on the surface, and he was just walking. He just want to see that if he can roll his car on the surface or not. Okay, and what did the writer, when the writer looked at his wristwatch, what he saw that they were 5,210 meters above the sea level. Now what is there, children? They can, when they just saw the snow in front of them, they can saw on the road, on the both the sides there was snow, and it is very difficult for them to take their car from that snow to move ahead. So what did the Satan do? He just stepped out of the car and he started walking on the snow. Okay, just to see that if it is easy or if it is difficult to move a car from here. Okay, and the driver, the Daniel, and as well as the writer, both came out of the car. Fine, the writer just looked at his watch, and what he found that they were what? They were 5,210 meters above the sea level. Okay. The snow did not look too deep to me, but the danger wasn't its depth. Daniel said, so much as its icy top layer. If we slip off, the car would turn over. Now, he suggested, as we saw Satan grab handfuls of dirt and fling them across the frozen surface. Now, what is there, children? That the snow was very deep beneath the icy top. It's not that the writer didn't feel that the snow was too deep. But Daniel told that the snow was what? But the snow was too deep. Okay. He said, what did Daniel say? He said that if we take a turn, Okay, then what happened? They take a turn, their car over and they could slip. Fine. Now what did he said? What the writer thought? The writer thought that it was just a layer of ice on the road. Okay, but what did Daniel said? He said that it is not just a ice of layer. It's a very deep inside. Okay, so we cannot move our car. If we try to take a car from it, what will happen? We will slip. A car can slip, so we cannot take a risk. Fine. So what happened? This Satan, okay, what does the Satan do? As he is a guide and he knows very well about that area. So what he had done, this Satan, he grabbed dirt and threw it across the frozen surface. So what did Satan do? He just took some dirt in his hands, okay, some sand which is there on the road, and he just threw the sand on the snow so that they can take their car from there. Fine. We both pitched in, and when the snow was spread with soil, Daniel and I stayed out of the vehicle to lighten Satan's load. Now what is there? They both also helped. Okay, the writer and the Daniel. Okay, they both also helped the Satan to spread the dirt on the snow. Okay, and when Satan was driving a car, what they did? They decided to walk. Okay, they decided to cross the snowy road by walking. Okay, he backed up and drove towards the dirty snow, eased the car on its icy surface, and slowly drove its length without apparent difficulty. And what did this Satan do? What did he do? He just drove back the car. Okay, he just put the car a little back and then slowly, very comfortably, okay, he just drove the car on the road. Okay, so he has crossed now. This Satan alone in the car had crossed that snowy road. Fine. 10 minutes later, we stopped on another blockage. Not good, sir, Satan announced as he jumped out again to survey the scene. Now, what is there? After 10 minutes, this Satan, after the 10 minutes ride, this Satan stopped again. Okay, why? As another obstacle came in front of them. What was that? Just see to it. This time he decided to try and drive round the snow. The slope was steep and studded with major rocks, but somehow Satan negotiated them in four-wheel drive vehicle, filtering from one obstacle to the next. In so doing, he cut off one of the hairpin bands, regaining the trail further up where the snow had not drifted. Now, children, first of all, I'm going to show you what is hairpin band. Okay, this is called hairpin bands. Okay, this sharp U-turns which are there on the hilly areas, these are called hairpin bands. Okay, they are the hairpin bands, means hairpin turns. These are the turns. Okay, these are called the hairpin bands and they are very sharp. Fine. It's very difficult to ride a car if there was a snow on the road. Okay, on a hairpin turn road, if there was a snow. So it is very difficult to ride. So what is there after 10 minutes when this Satan, he stopped again. Why he stopped again? Because they can see another obstacle in front of them. Or what was the obstacle? They have drowned, obviously they have drove around that snowy track, but which was steep. That snowy track was what? It was steep and it was filled with rocks. So they have put in the sand on it and they proceed further. But here what happened? He further drove from the hairpin band. Now they have to move their car from a hairpin band. Okay, and that in a sharp U-turn was there, and on that U-turn there was still snow. Snow was there on the road. Okay, and the road was what? A sharp U-turn. So it is very difficult for them to drive now. This was the another, again an obstacle came in front of them. Fine. So what happened? Moving on the higher side where the snow was still there. They can see that on the, there was what now in the further they can see that there were what? They were that hairpin bends. These, they were sharp U-turns. And on that U-turns road, there was a snow layer still there. So it is very difficult for them to drive now. Okay, because if their car can slip, they can fall down. Fine, so they were now this Satan is again now, he was in a tense. He was in a tension that might be if I'm going to drive my car from here, the car is going to slip. Okay, so these are called the hairpin bends, children. So after one another, they were facing an obstacles. Okay, and these obstacles are coming on their way while reaching to Kailash, Mount Kailash. I checked my watch again as we continued to climb to the bright sunshine. Now, what is there? The writer again checked his watch, okay, while he was climbing up the mountain in a bright sunlight. Okay, we crept past 5,400 meters and my head began to throb horribly. I took gulps from my water bottle, which is supposed to help a rapid ascent. Now, what happened, children? He looked at his watch, and what he found that they move up to 5,400 meters height. And what happened? His head began to pulsate. He stopped. It started paining, and he took a few sips of water from his bottle. Okay, which helped him to climb the slope. Okay, we finally reached the top of the pass at 5,515 meters. It was marked by a large cairn of rocks. Children, cairn of rock means a pile of stones on the top of the mountains, especially where someone is buried. Okay, so when they reached to 5,550 meters at the height, it marked with a large cairn of rocks fastened with white silk scarves and ragged flag papers. Now, what they saw when they reached to this level, they saw a large pile of stones. Okay, stones was decorated with white silk scarves. Okay, scarf which we used to wear in our necks, that scarf, and some dirty prayer flags were hanging on that rocks. Okay, on that stones. We all took a turn round the cairn in a clockwise direction as in a tradition. The Satan checked the tires on his wheels. Now what they took a turn, a clockwise turn around that stone, as it was what? It was a tradition. Fine. Now what happened? This Satan, the driver just checked the tires of his vehicle. He stopped at the petrol pump and partially unscrewed the top. We emanated a loud hiss. Now what happened, children? He just stopped at the petrol pump. When he stopped at the petrol pump and at the petrol tank, what he heard, there was an unscrewed in the tires. He heard a loud noise from the tires, a loud hiss noise from the tires. Okay, the lower atmospheric pressure was allowing the fuel to expand. And what was there? What was that noise? It was because as the pressure was there and the pressure was making the fuel expand. It sounded dangerous to me. Maybe, sir. Satan laughed, but no smoking. What he said that the writer said that I sound that this is dangerous. There's something happened in your car, and now driving with this car is dangerous. So the Satan, he just laughed and he said, but no smoking, sir. Why he said this? By laughing, because he know that sometimes it happens when the person was in a tension or when he sounded little tense. Okay, he used to smoke. So he said that, I know, sir, you are in a tension. Okay, you are sounding a little tense, but I don't want you to smoke, and especially don't smoke near the car. Fine. My head soon cleared as we came down on the side of the pass. Now what happened, children? As they just moved on the side of the pass, his head, the headache which was there, it was slowly going. Okay, it was 2 o'clock by the time we stopped for lunch. Now it was 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, they stopped for lunch. Okay, we ate hot noodles inside a long canvas tent, part of a work camp located beside a dark salt lake. And where they have taken their lunch, they ate hot noodles inside a canvas tent. And where was that tent? That tent was built near the dry salt lake. Okay, the plateau is marked with the salt falls and brackish lakes, vestiges of the Theiss Ocean, which bordered Tibet from the great continental collision that lifted it skyward. This one was a hive of activity. Men with pickaxes and shawls trudging back and forth in their long sheepskin coats and encrusted boots. Now, what is there, children? Here I have given the meaning of salt flats. What is it? That plateau was pockmarked. Pockmarked means disfigured. Okay, that was a small plateau and it was disfigured. Fine. Of the work disfigured with salt flats. Salt flats means there was a snow. Okay, there was a snow patch on that dry salt lake, and because of that, that plateau was disfigured. Fine. That was, we can say, the water of the lake was salty. Fine. And they can see that they can find out that because of the work which the people are doing on that plateau, because of that it was disfigured, and some has disfigured because of the snow, because the top of that lake was covered with snow. Now he was saying that this one was a hive of activity, man with pickaxes and shawls trudging back and forth in their long sheepskin coats and salt and encrusted boots. All wore sunglasses against the glare as the steady stream of the blue trunk emerged from the blindingly white lake laden with the piles of salt. And he can saw that the people are working on that salt lake. Okay, they were wearing their sheepskin coats. Okay, they were wearing their boots and they were wearing sunglasses. Fine. And with a glare as a steady stream of blue tracks. Fine. The blue rays used to come out, so that's why they are wearing that, and they were working on that lake which is loaded with salt. Okay, in spite of the ice, in spite of everything, they were working on that lake wearing their dresses. Okay, fine, children.